Hey everyone, and welcome to a new part of our game development tutorial series. In the past I had it quite often that people don't want to work together with studios but want to find a random freelancer who is cheap, always have time, react quick to their requests and all that stuff, and know everything from 3D modeling to development all over to creating animations and all that stuff. Well, here I need to disappoint you. This will not exist. You don't find this one person who's like good in everything, and this don't exist. And especially if you're starting with game development, you definitely want to work together with people who can already show you a proven strategy and an approach, like how you can create your game in the best and most efficient way possible. Since your budget in the beginning will be limited, you can't afford to make like expensive mistakes there basically. So random freelancers there will just work on the task you give them without questioning if there would be like better ways of doing it. For example, they will just like take your money and work on those things. Like just a quick example here, maybe like if you want to create some sort of like an RPG game, there are so many asset packs out there which you can use and like customize to your needs, and then you don't need to create something from the ground up or like from the beginning. So most people don't want to like take some time to like research if there are already systems out there. They also don't want to like make some research about the code to learn and understand it. They just want to quickly create something there from scratch and all that stuff, since they know their own code then and all that stuff. Well, that's like what most developers like to do, but in many situations it makes definitely sense and also speed up the development times quite a lot. But that's also something most freelancers there will not do or something like that, since they earn more money when they like create everything from scratch. Just so that you have a quick example there. But in this video we will talk about the pros and cons of working with freelancers and compare it with our studio approach. But we will also talk a bit about the pricing here, and we will also provide you strategies to generate some income already while you're working on your game, so you are also able to afford good reliable freelancers or a nice studio which is like working on your game. But let's directly start by exploring the differences between working together with freelancers and a studio in the game development. And you need to understand that these differences can significantly impact your project's success. So let's get directly into it. First, let's maybe talk about why a studio approach is often more effective. You need to know that studios provide you with like a structured workflow and established quality standards basically. So when you work together with a studio, you will benefit from a full team that has experience in various different aspects of game development. In our team, for example, we have people who are especially trained and like have experience in stuff like creating the 3D models, or also level designers and also developers. And it's not the case like that one person can learn each of those aspects or each of those roles. When you try to learn all of them, that's also what I did wrong back then where I started with my first own game. When you want to try to learn all of them, you don't have deep knowledge in like any of those areas. You just are decent in like everything, and you really need to work with people who are like specialized in like some areas. And with a studio you have the benefit, as I mentioned already, you can access the experience in all those various aspects of game development, which can be quite a benefit there if you maybe also are stuck with your project at some point. So they bring together different talents such as like programmers, artists, sound designers, project managers, and all of them will work on like a common goal to achieve your goal or your dream game there basically. And this level of organization helps to ensure that the project is guided professionally from start to finish. And it will also especially help you if you don't already have, those standards, those workflows worked out for your project, because you are new to game development, you don't know where to start, and working together with a studio here who will provide you a structured workflow how you can build out the game from start to finish definitely will help you there to clean out everything and work out all the needed things there basically. One of the key advantages of working together with a studio is their long-term project planning and maintenance, I would say. A well-documented and structured code base is like vital for any game, any project basically, and this documentation also makes it easier for multiple team members to collaborate on the project efficiently basically, because our goal is always like a long-term goal. Maybe you start by working together with one of our developers, but maybe when marketing and all the other things also go well, we want to like increase the team and all that stuff, and then it always makes sense to have some sort of like documentation in place and all that stuff. And if everyone understands how the code works, it also reduces the chance of having any errors or miscommunication in there. And when also issues arise, having a clear documentation also always allows for like quicker fixes and making the entire development process a bit smoother there basically. So on the other hand, when you also work solely with freelancers or students, things might get tricky here. Freelancers often juggle multiple projects at once, and while they may have like talent and creativity and all that stuff, their divided attention often can lead to inconsistencies or inequality and also missed deadlines and all that stuff. And that's definitely something you would need to be aware of basically when you decide of like working together with a random freelancer, for example. And this is especially important for larger projects, I would say, such as like, for example, open world games or RPGs, where but I mean it will be like the role of the developer, I always say that is like one of the most important roles, and having like some sort of like a freelancer there can maybe even ruin the full project there basically, because where the coordination between different departments is crucial, you want to avoid the risk of your project is getting delayed or facing quality issues, because just the freelancer maybe couldn't dedicate enough time to it or something like that. Then all the other departments are waiting for the next update or something like that. Also, when you plan out marketing strategies and all that stuff, if you can't meet the deadlines and all that stuff, people also will be sad and disappointed and will maybe forget about your project. So that would be the worst case scenario there basically. So it's important to work together with reliable people there on your projects basically, and especially the developer role. And especially the role of the developer is so important, because it's very hard for new developers to pick up the work from previous developers, especially if you don't have any like documentation in place and all that stuff, what freelancers usually don't do there. And creating, for example, an open world game or an RPG is always a massive undertaking, and these types of games require careful planning and substantial resources, and also a skilled team to bring them to life. And working with experienced developers who understand the complexities of game design can really help you to navigate the challenges that will arise during this development process. And they also will know basically how to adapt the process as needed, and ensuring that the project stays on track and meets the quality expectations there basically. And moreover, an experienced developers also bring invaluable knowledge there on the table you can also benefit from. They can provide insights in the best practices, the design patterns and tools that can help to really streamline the development processes. And I also have likely encountered various challenges in previous projects already, and can anticipate potential pitfalls in your game basically, helping you to avoid costly mistakes. And that's basically also one of our goals, since I made also so many mistakes with my first game back then, around 6 or 7 years ago. And I just founded this full company just to provide my customers the knowledge and all that stuff, that they don't need to make the same mistakes I have did back then with my own game. Also, we have worked on over hundreds of projects and learned something from each of those projects to optimize our processes and workflows, so you can also benefit from them. And at the same time, we have built out frameworks and assets we can also use to quickly build and customize or also to create quick MVPs there to validate also your game ideas. We talked about that in bit also in the last videos there. All these are things normal freelancers can't assist you with basically. So let's not forget about the importance also of communication. Studios also often have established channels and protocols for keeping everyone on the same page. Regular check-ins, updates, feedback loops are crucial for ensuring that the project is progress smoothly, and in contrast freelancers may not have the same level of communication structure that, as I mentioned before, they wiggle maybe different projects at the same time and also don't provide you, for example, with like daily updates on the project, or maybe you also don't have frequent update meetings with them, and this can quickly lead to misunderstandings and delays. So if you are considering which path to take, think about your project scope and complexity, and for smaller projects working together with freelancers might work well, especially if you have a clear vision worked out already, if you already have a game design document worked out in a very good way basically, and if you can also give the developers guidance what they should work on, if you maybe also can have the ability to check the asset packs in the marketplace to evaluate if they are good, if they work together smoothly, because there are also many asset packs in the marketplace which don't fit or work good together, and many customers, I also saw that often, just randomly buy any asset packs for animations and 3D models and all that stuff, but don't understand that those things also need to get hooked up and need to have the right skeleton and need to get programmed that the character can even move and all that stuff. If you don't have this knowledge and all that stuff, then it might be a better solution basically to work together there with some sort of a mentor, what we also offering, or to directly work together with the studio with a full cycle game development approach, where I, for example, would help you to really work out a strategy for your project, and my team would help you then to really bring this project to life basically. Because all this stuff can save you a lot of time and money there in the long run, and also reduce your headaches and ultimately lead to a better final product, I would say. Additionally, studios often also provide some sort of post-launch support or maintenance and all that stuff, and after your game is released, you also want to ensure it runs smoothly, and you also want to ensure that there are no bugs, or that the bugs you find, that they are addressed promptly. A studio can provide ongoing support and making it easier to handle updates, patches, and also directly integrate community feedback if needed, and can also guide you with proven marketing strategies to promote your game in the right way and launch it correctly, so you can directly start generating money with it basically. So you already see, in most cases, a studio approach definitely makes sense, but most people think that this would be crazy expensive and they maybe can't afford it. And that's why we also adjusted our pricing models a bit in a way that everyone basically can afford it. As I mentioned already, we offer everything from some sort of coaching or consultant service basically, where we also take a look at your game idea and help you working out a perfect strategy there. But on the other hand, we can of course also assist there with the full cycle game development strategy and all that stuff. But our full process works in a way that you can rent out developers or artists from our team to just work on your project. Depending on the project scope, that might be just one developer working a few hours or part-time, or maybe also full-time, or it also could be a full team from a developer to a 3D artist and a level designer. No matter what you need there. And I will also of course support you there to not only with the setup of the right team members for your project, but also with the project coordination, and I will lead our team to guarantee a successful game launch there for your project. So if all this sounds interesting and you're currently looking for a reliable development team or partner there on your side to assist with your Unreal Engine game and project, then I'm already looking forward hearing from you to discuss a bit more about your project, and you can easily find my email in the description, or also book a free strategy session there as well. But now, since you learned more about our approach, I also would like to give you some more tips to be able to afford us or also your game development project in general, because many people don't know that there are also quite a lot of different strategies to get some funding for your game projects, and I will give you a little overview there now. Starting with strategies everyone can do, no matter of the location, and later I will also talk about a few government funding funds and all that stuff for game development. So to start, things everyone should do in the beginning is saving up some money on their own to start a demo or MVP there. And all this in the beginning don't need to be much. With already like 3 or 4K you can already get much things done, and in most cases already build a nice demo for your game you can later show around and also use for the following strategies. But what can you do to get this first money basically? Maybe you can apply for an additional side job, or also maybe you can learn a skill in the game development process yourself, for example the 3D modeling, and then assist others with it to get some additional income which you can then later reinvest in your own game. And that's also the same thing I did with Meltdown, for example, back then. And the good thing here is, like, also when you learn a skill in the game development industry yourself, you can assist us, for example, when we work on your game. So this will also save you some money if you can, for example, provide already all the 3D models or the level for the game and all that stuff, because we don't need to do that, and you can do that yourself basically. And stuff like this always will reduce the budget you need to create a game yourself, and it will also give you the possibilities to apply for jobs in the gaming industry yourself, and also to get some money back there relatively easily. Because there are many people building out their own first games and all that stuff, and there's always someone who would need your assistance with, no matter in which industry you start working. And once you saved up some money, you can invest in the first demo or MVP, so you have something there to show to people. From there you can then also find people in like online forums maybe, or also you can create groups with like-minded people there who maybe also help you with the funding, or you can also show it to family and friends, and maybe some of them also are willing to assist you a little bit there with building out your first own game there further. And the next step would be then setting up some sort of like a crowdfunding campaign once you have an MVP or demo for the game as well. And this demo don't need to be perfect. The fact that you have this in place will already show people that you are serious about it, and especially when you also share frequent updates of the process, how you're working on the game on YouTube, for example. The people will see that you are constantly working on the project, and they are more willing to donate or assist in the funding of your project as well. And with simple devlogs on YouTube, I also found the first people investing in my game back then, and something like this can really kickstart your project there basically. But there are also a few more ways to get funding relatively easily. The only thing in most cases you would need are like a game design document or a reliable partner on your side who would build the game later. Here in Germany, for example, we also have government forms and also support programs for game developers and developers in general. And I'm also quite sure that there's something like this in the US. But since those programs are different in every country or state, that would be something we would need to figure out together in a quick meeting, or it also might be something you can check out yourself with a simple Google search. And I will also just put a few links in the description, but as I mentioned, since it's like so widely spread, and also the viewers are widely spread and coming out of many different countries and all that stuff, I guess it don't make sense to handle it or talk more about this in this specific video. But if you are more interested in it, I can make a separate video for this maybe, and then also show you a little bit like what you can do if you are living in the US, or what you can do if you are living in Germany. Or if you also have any questions there, definitely also let me know them in the comments, then I will also assist you there. Other ways of getting funding also would be the incorporation of maybe, for example, NFTs in your project, and connect them with like a pre-sale of the NFTs. But you can also give players the ability with this integration basically to earn money with the NFTs in the game by upgrading or selling them later. And with every transaction you can also generate some income there to build out the game further with. But those would be a bit more advanced strategies you can only do if you already have got some funding, since those type of crypto or NFT projects are usually a bit more complex basically. There are also quite a few more strategies, so definitely let me know in the comments if I should make maybe a separate full video only about this topic. But that's it for now from my end. I hope this video helped you to understand the importance of having a reliable partner on your side who assists you with building out your dream game. But also I hope you got a roadmap there now to get the funding in place to build out your game. And that's it for now, and I hope you all have a nice rest of your day, and take care everyone. Bye.